So all the stars have aligned. You hit your clutch, you hit your combinations. Maybe you picked out, your holdback animals, whatever it may be. But now you have actual snakes for sale. You've sat there, you've heard us say sometimes snakes have to find their customers, or customers have to find and locate their snakes. Then you want to sit there and think, does the perfect customer even exist? That's the question that we're going to answer today. So let's dig in. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Will here, Flawless Exotic Creations, coming to you guys with yet again another video. We are fresh back from New Orleans. I don't know how the slang go, NOLA, however it goes. We're fresh back. And right before we jump into this topic, which is going to be a really cool, hopefully insightful video, going to show off some snakes as well. Hopefully they're not in shed. We have a whole bunch of catching up to do now that we're back and fully back into the swing of things. But shout out to Morph Master J. Guys, we're doing something. We're doing something positive, and we're doing something good here with the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Follow this journey. Here it is. We leave and we drive all the way over to New Orleans, Louisiana, and we're doing a little bit of everything. When I say everything, I mean we're on Bourbon Street, Canal Street. We're all over New Orleans trying to sightsee and eat all the different food. And we just literally had a blast. Had beignets. I can never say the word right. But everything we had was amazing. We had an absolutely amazing time. We went on all kinds of tours of the cemeteries. And guess what, guys? Out of nowhere, I'm in a restaurant, boom, come out of the bathroom, and I run into Morph Master J. He said, "Will, what's going on?" I'm like in shock. So we chopped it up really quick. He had to jump on the bus. But it's really cool to be out and about and to run into fellow breeders, right? Other people that's a part of the hobby, a part of the industry, in a non-expo, a non-vending, setting. Is really cool in everyday life to really cross paths out of your state, out of your region, out of everything, out of your comfort zone, and run into each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you so much. If you're not following Morph Master J, go over to Instagram, give him a follow. Really good dude. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wish I had more time to chat you up while we were out there. Now, let's dig into this. So we've been saying on videos for a very, very long time that, some of the downfall of the mentality of the hobby has been thinking that snakes are going to move like they moved during COVID. Things has drastically slowed up for a lot of breeders, and we are not trying to throw ourselves out there and say, oh, we're kicking behind. We're doing well, guys. We're doing well, and I'm happy to be doing well, but we also want to be able to help anyone else that we can, if it's possible, to do well in your lane as well. So when you do your pairings and you're sitting at the drawing board, you want to, hopefully be shooting and striving to hit some holdback animals. For us, if we don't have a chance at a holdback, something that we're shooting for on purpose, then we're not even going to do the pairing. That's just how we're doing things here. So the next question that comes about, I'm going to run through it as fast as I can so I can go down to the facility. But the next question that comes about when you're doing pairings like this, and if you're trying to hit a holdback animal and you're not going to breed or do a pairing if you don't even have a chance to hit that holdback animal, then how will you have any animals to sell to bring in revenue for your business? We've touched on that as well. Well, you're going to have animals to sell for revenue because, unfortunately, with what we do in breeding ball pythons, you're going to miss the odds way more often than you're going to hit. Therefore, you will have a bunch of available animals season after season, because that's exactly what's on the market right now, is a whole bunch of available animals that people are trying to get into the hands and homes of people who hopefully are looking to work with those animals. So if you start off everything in that manner and you're trying to create, you know, something untapped, you're already going to be off to a good race. Now, when you start missing on certain eyes, you're going to produce animals that are still amazing, which is the whole basis of this video. I wanted to give you guys kind of a little bit of a visual on what we're shooting for. Here it is. This is year 4 we're going into on breeding, but this has actually happened to us several times. More than 10 times, where we produce a combination. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna show you a few of them that we produced here that just happened, but we've also produced them in the past where you hit something in your vision, in your perspective, is a high-end combination, but it's not the gender you were looking for, it's not the exact combo you were looking for. Therefore, that very beautiful production is now made available. Now, money is relative. Is relative to the seller, is relative to the buyer. Now, you sit whatever the competitive market price on whatever your available animal may be. It's already deemed to be rare or not as common as others. Therefore, there's some traction there where people are seeking that combination. Okay, so I'll show you this boy first. Now with this boy here, this is actually almost an identical replica of the one that sold, but his sibling sold already. Now this one actually is available, but we haven't even uploaded it to Morph Market or anywhere yet. Already has some really good size on them. So the whole point here, what you're looking at, is going to be an orange dream Inchy. It's possibly leopard, I don't think so, but it's ultra male pied, 100% het for hypo. Absolute powerhouse of a male. This male here is probably at this point closing in on, I don't know, close to 300 grams, maybe over, but we're not a big rush to get him posted. We will post him, but at the time his sibling was the only one posted. Still at this current time, there's no other ones posted up there that I've seen with this combination, so we'll probably get them posted. Really fancy markings on him. But what's so important about this? Well, on his sibling was priced at $2,500, and we had got offers, offer after offer after offer. I call them offers. It's not really a low ball, but they're just offers, and along with those offers, we can refuse the offer, you know, decline it, which is what we did up until the point where someone just paid asking price for the sibling. So sibling's gone, and we'll be making obviously somebody very happy with their collection. So gotta have a vision for long term on these projects, but keeping in mind pricing accordingly, accurately, being adjustable within reason, and knowing what your capabilities are within your own collection and not having to force your hand. And then you have Big Mama here. This girl is absolutely gorgeous. She is OD Inchy and trying to get out of here. OD Inchy leopard. Big girl. Pied, 100% double het for ultra male and hypo. And she is no longer available. She has been purchased. This is one of those where it's like, okay, cool, we will not budge, because I mean, she's already priced really nicely, and even the buyer actually didn't negotiate at all. You already saw that she was already priced incredibly low considering what she is and her size. Super active, very curious, flickering her tongue. But this girl's getting ready to go to new home. So many different things that can be done with her. Very interactive, gorgeous coloration, a flawless production. You're faced in a situation where it's not as simple as, hey, I have something for sale, hey, I'm looking to buy something, and it's done deal. Not always. In these specific situations that I'm bringing up in this video, sometimes you produce an animal, and again, I don't want to really get into the dynamics of, high dollar animal, low value. That's not the point of this video. It's more of common versus uncommon. So if you hit something that's uncommon, world first, or very, very few ever created, and you're making that animal now available. So if that animal is a round number, let's say $2,500, and it's a hatchling, it's ready to go, the whole 9 yards, but you're not getting any interest. You get a whole bunch of hearts on your pictures, on your morph market listing, but you're not getting anyone that's inquiring with the purposes of intending to buy. But again, that's a huge chunk of change for more than most Americans, right? And again, it's relative, but at the same time, you're wondering, man, when is this going to sell? When is this going to sell? So our objective, how we look at things when we hit these combinations, is we don't look at it that way. When we want to make sure we price things according to the market. If you may be setting the market with whatever you're putting out there, but we want to price it competitive, and along with pricing it competitive, we want to keep our eye on that market and make sure if anyone else is posting anything, is anything else in that project selling. And sometimes you're going to sit there 6 months down the road, 9 months down the road, a year down the road, like, man, what is wrong? The issue is nothing is wrong. This is where that whole question at the beginning really kicks in. That snake has to actually find its buyer. The buyer has to find that snake that they're looking for. And when it happens, it happens. It's like sparks, the whole movie scene, trailer, everything flying. Sparks is flying through the sky when they find it and locate it and they want to buy it. So that's happened several times over. But at the same time, you have to have your infrastructure in place to make sure that as a breeder, you can make sure that you're feeding that animal and you're giving your buyer every opportunity to really, really pull the trigger on buying that animal. That's actually happened just now while we were actually out in New Orleans. We just sold OD pod het monsoon male. 300 grams. They were very excited about it, but since it already has some weight to it, because we've been feeding it every single week, they were more apt to actually jump on it and buy it, while we had 2 other people that were inquiring on the same snake. So you want to make sure that you're obviously able to feed your collection. That's a part of your infrastructure, but you also want to make sure that you're able to house your collection as well. Another female that we're talking about in this video, we have a female that was $2,000, and initially I want to say she was $1,500. She was $1,500. She was priced really, really, really competitive, but for the combination of what she is, it's like, hey, there was no budging on the price. Now, some people will say, hey, you do what you want with your collection. We're just here to offer, hopefully, some advice if you need it. But this very same female, we were offered $1,200 for her when she was on the market maybe 3-4 months. We turned that down when she was priced at $1,500. A buyer or a potential buyer, a shopper, contacted us when she was on the market somewhere around 7-8 months. And they're like, hey, she's been up here a while, you want to reconsider that offer? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, we're not going to reconsider our offer. But it's not trying to be vindictive to the actual buyer. We understand the game, that's how it is. And we let them know, hey, listen, we're going to give you a shot at it. The price is $1,500 and we're going to stick to the price. But at that particular time, that female had already went to like 800 grams at that point, 700, 800 grams. I think it was 700 at that point. And we're letting them know, if you're going to get her, you can go ahead and get her for the listed price, but we're actually getting ready to raise her price. Yes, raise the price of a female of a snake that has been on the market at that point for 8 months and had some inquiries but didn't sell. So what do you do at that point, right? You raise that price and she's still sitting there. Well, here it is, almost a year later, she sold for $2,000. Straight out, no negotiating, no anything. And I believe she's 900 grams. Had to find the right buyer for her. We had to know what we had in working and producing that female, and knowing that there were no other ones like her on the market, and understand that someone will eventually come by and absolutely need her. All we can do is cross our T's and dot our I's. Cross our T's, dot our I's. Feed your collection. Feed your collection. Not power feed, but feed your collection. So if you have animals available, no matter what they are, even if they're normals, feed your collection. But also, if you're having these project animals where they're available and they're a little uncommon and they're on the market, you're really going to want to make sure you keep updating your photos, update your weight, do everything you can do to draw audience in for that uncommon combination that's sitting up there that's available. So like I said, this has happened already several times over. You know, if you produce something and you have it for a year, that means approximately 50 to 52 times you've had to feed that production that you've produced. And even if you're paying $2, $3 a week, whatever it may be, and a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, it's a wash if you take a little less. Negotiate any way that you see fit that makes sense for your business. Because for us here, it made sense to not negotiate such aggressively on the price side when we understood that a lot of what we were offering at that time was not available, and not being pressed for the cash flow in that specific moment is also very, very important as well, to hopefully organize things in your breeding plans where you're not very pressed to move things that you don't want to move, almost made to move things for the financial reward. Everyone isn't blessed enough to do that, and I'm not saying that we are as well, but the point I'm trying to make is collectively together, we can all have this vision on producing whatever the project animals you're working with. And if you have something available, you put it out on the market, you will never feel like you shot yourself in the foot if you stick to your guns long enough or tight enough on that budget on something that's priced appropriately. And once you finally sell that animal, you'll be extremely happy. But on the other side of the coin, maybe the animal doesn't sell. We haven't hit that point just yet. But if that female didn't sell, then another year, whatever it would have been, that combination would have just stayed here. That would have been perfectly fine for us to go down into the vault and we have a orange dream, inchy, leopard, pie, double het, hypo, ultra male, female breeder sitting there. She could replace one of our pied girls, or she could replace and upgrade something else. The only reason that she wasn't a holdback is because we already have, actually, I think 10 at this point, orange dream, inchy. Half of them are leopard, half of them are not. Ultra male pied, 100% hypo females. We have several males as well. We're working them into a quad project. So we're doing different things with what we're keeping and where we're trying to grow into. But to make sure you have your infrastructure so you can hold on to some of these males and females if you deem them to be important enough for the project you're working, that someone will come along and pay the price that you're demanding for your production. Hopefully this message finds you doing very, very well. I'm going to hopefully get me some rest really, really soon. I'm exhausted, guys, but we have a whole bunch of content coming your way. We actually have some hognose content coming your way pretty soon as well. We did an interview with a new hognose keeper / breeder over at Ruby Reptiles, which we met up down in New Orleans, and known him forever at this point. They also vend Tinley NARBC, which we're getting ready for as well. We're also getting ready for a big event, website update on crested geckos on the other brand. We have so much stuff, so many irons in the fire, and we're super excited about the hobby, our direction, our growth, and our 4th breeding season. But it's Will, Flawless Exotic Creations, and hopefully you enjoyed this video.